come back to me," the white-haired woman crooned. The galaxy was inky black, all streaks and stars and nothingness. It was a cocoon that soothed and suffocated, that coddled and crushed. It was dread personified, a darkness that plagued and gave no assurances save for the assurance of despair. Anxiety brewed in the soul of the man, the dreamer, and panic bloomed in his sleep. He twisted and turned, sweat beading his forehead and dripping down his neck, face scrunched up in agony. Yet amid this consternation, the face of the white-haired woman was there, a balm. She lay next to him, shoulders bare, head in her hand, propped up by a crooked elbow. Concern was written all over her face, but that did not stop her from being beautiful. Her skin, smooth and dark and unblemished, reminded him of home. Her shining eyes a guiding light, a way out of this hellhole and into the comforting arms of a warm place he struggled to remember. "Come back home," the woman whispered, and he was filled with the desire to do exactly that. He reached out to touch her, gain hold of something real amid this etherealness. But he never got there because an eerie sound, loud and sharp, pierced the moment, and the woman was gone. The man opened his eyes and sat up. He was among people, like him and unlike him in many ways, all sitting on the floor of a cold, sterile room. Triangular windows brought little light in and opened up into nothingness. Desolate land and planetary bodies round and large and far and near in the sky above the horizon. The vastness of space seeped from his sleep and stretched out before him, a dream he could not blink away. The stars offered no comfort, the constellations no familiarity. He could not shake the wrongness of his being among them. Everyone in the room, though all different species, was dressed the same. A gray jumpsuit with snatches of blue, a label printed on their chests. He looked down and saw he was dressed no differently. They all wore the same tired, despondent expression, and no one spoke to anyone else. He mentally counted them in fives and realized they were about 30, jam-packed into a room meant for half that number, which explained why he'd awoken to the sole of a boot resting an inch from his face. The man turned to the windows and peered closer. Outside was a vortex. It was the only way to describe what he was seeing, a massive hole surrounded by aircraft, groundcraft, and floating freighters, all hauling significant amounts of rock. A mine, he realized. Below, in the lower trenches of the hole, the mine, were beings all dressed like him. Some hacked at rocks with mechanized diggers, while others hauled large rock collections on their backs. There was something familiar about the rock itself or about the mining, but the memory was too far to reach, buried somewhere too far back in time for him to place. It took him a moment, but he began to piece it all together. The locked doors, the piercing sound that he now realized was an alarm, the room that increasingly looked like a cell, and beings that increasingly looked like fellow inmates. But it wasn't just that this looked like a prison. It was the specific brand of imprisonment that dawned on him, that his bones recognized even though his mind's eye didn't. The complete absence of agency. A void where he ought to feel self-investment, a familiar song vibrating in his marrow. The walls here spoke a language his skin could understand, demanding, extracting, hard labor. Slave, he realized. I'm enslaved. The hiss of a pressurized door caught his attention.